Martin Anderson here in Studio B. And I'm joined by Holly Williams, who's driven early this morning all the way from Nashville, I think.
Nashville, yes, sir.
Left home and came here to Spindale.
Yes.
It goes without saying, thank you extra for coming here so early in the morning. I don't even want to know what time you left this morning.
We got a head start last night. We got up early tonight in some roadside hotel. So.
Oh, very good. All right, cool.
That's all good.
Well, welcome to North Carolina, and you'll be here for less than 24 hours, I guess. You're playing this evening in Wilkesboro at Merl Fest, yes. And then you head to California for a few shows.
Yeah, we play tonight and fly out tomorrow night to L.A., but I've been dreaming of doing Merl Fest for years, so I'm stoked to finally get to do it.
Yes. Have you been before?
No, I haven't. Mm-hmm. Only just, read about it and seen on YouTube, so we had to come in for this one. We'll head out in the morning.
Cool. You got shows in California, and then you come back to the area for Evening Muse, I think, in Charlotte on May 8th. And then you head to Greenville, South Carolina, May 10th, a show at the Artisphere. We cover all those regions here with our broadcast, so we got a lot of fans writing that down on the calendar. Holly Williams coming to our area, and congratulations on the album.
Thank you so much. It came out in February 2013, but it feels like yesterday. We've been working nonstop and on the road.
Yeah, right on. Cool. Congrats on it. It's really nice. Good work throughout it. It's kind of, I don't know, crosses the line between, country, of course, but Americana, folk, maybe. I don't know. What else?
Yeah, I always, Hank Sr. had a famous quote that said, he said, "I don't know what you mean by country. I just write songs the way I know how." So I guess that's kind of how I feel because, I think in the 80s and 90s, it made sense to call it country. Now country is so different than it was. So it's kind of confusing as hell. So I just say, I write songs and it's, Americana, folk, rootsy, part of country, whatever you think. But it's not, me in a cowboy hat with fire explosions, people coming out expecting Hank Jr.'s daughter to rock all over the stage.
No. I didn't expect pyrotechnics here in Studio B because, we got fire code. But I figured a Merl Fest this evening, right?
Never know.
You're on the cabin stage this evening. It's as you said, you haven't been to Merl Fest yet. You'll see it. It's a lovely little cabin, a really nice place to play on the little front porch there, right adjacent to the main stage, the Dr. Merle Watson stage. And you've got what sounds like a real nice half hour or so set, at least there at around 9 o'clock. Yep. In between the Carolina Chocolate Drops and some country guy, some guy.
Oh, is he next? I was wondering when he was.
Alan Jackson, yeah. It's a full bluegrass set he's doing.
Oh, cool.
And apparently he's got one heck of a lineup of good stars, too.
Oh, yeah. That'll be awesome.
Anyway, but you're on this great little cabin there. It's always this real nice sound, and you can hear a pin drop usually when someone's picking on that stage. Anyway, the album's called The Highway, and you have at least one of the people here in the room on the record. You want to introduce the fine folks here?
Sure. This is my husband, Mr. Chris Coleman, playing acoustic.
Hey, Chris.
Hello.
Singing. He was a huge part of the record, in there with me every day, morning, noon, and night for 9 months. In the middle of all that, and played everything from stomp box, drums, guitar, harmonica, maybe. I can't remember. Anyway, he plays a lot. He's multi-talented. And we have Annie Clements over here playing this upright electric.
Hello. Annie's been here before with Lyra Lynn.
Yes.
Not too long ago.
So much fun.
Yes, I didn't meet her until after the record, but...
Well, she's playing the same day at Stagecoach as we are.
So. Oh, cool. Okay. Nice.
Yep.
And if I'm not mistaken, Lyra Lynn, a year or two ago, won the new songwriter contest at Merl Fest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
was that right?
She did.
Yeah.
She's kind of a local girl, so she's a...
Yeah, Georgia, I think.
Yeah, she's awesome.
They have a great tradition at Merl Fest, the Chris Austin Songwriting Contest, named after late songwriter Chris Austin. And some woman named Gillian won a few years ago, and just a lot of other great ones over the years. And Lyra won just a couple years ago.
Oh, cool.
Cool. Congratulations with the collaboration on here from you guys. You and Chris met, he was in your band or something like that?
Well,
he was in some rock band?
We met, 10 years ago, I guess? More like 15 now in Nashville. And he was playing music in Nashville and was playing with different people, would play some gigs with me. And we got married in fall of 2009. And then he joined the Kings of Leon in May of 2010. So when he's not playing stadiums and riding on jets, he comes and hops in the van with us and plays cool places.
Yeah.
So you're still doing Kings of Leon stuff?
Yeah, we're in a little bit of a break right now. So Holly and I get to play shows together during those times. So it's, my time off is really time out back on the road in the suburban with my wife, making road trips, but it's really fun. I get a lot out of this part of it, so.
And we wrote 2 of the songs together on the new album.
Yeah.
Happy and Till It Runs Dry.
And Let You Go.
And Let You Go. Yeah, 3 of the songs.
Cool. Yeah, good collaborations on the album.
Thank you.
Yeah. Folks that aren't at all familiar with the life of a touring musician, they've got their stereotype of, what happens. It's all great. Sure, it's all easy, peaches and cream, or whatever they're thinking. I have a feeling, Chris, that there are a few differences between touring with Kings of Leon and touring with...
They couldn't be at any further ends of the spectrum,
Right.
But I think God has that design for my life because I can't go too far in either direction. Like I'm just caught in this world between worlds, and it's fine and it's great, and I get to be humbled when I come back home. But going out there with the guys, it's intoxicating. It's so much fun. It's fast lane, fast living, rock and roll. But then come home and I'm back out with my wife. It's not like I go home to a little quiet place and with a wife cooking.
We go right back to now. I do cook.
Yeah, she's a great cook.
So I hear.
Yeah, she's a great cook, and but we've devoted this part of our lives to the highway, this record, and it means a lot to us both. And I believe in everything that Holly does, so I'm very happy to be a part of it, even though it takes years off of my life doing all this stuff.
One time he landed from Brazil, and I'd more surprise him with our schedule and not be honest all the time because, he would just die. I remember he landed from Brazil one time. I was like, okay, we have a flight at 4 p.m. We're going to New York for a show. And now I tell the truth in advance and just pray that he can hang with it.
Yeah.
But, it's great. It's like, for me, I've never been a tour bus. I've always been traveling in a van and playing songs. And yes, it's not what people think. Just because I'm Hank Slaughter doesn't mean I'm in jets with personal assistants and limos. But it's like the real part of it. She's been on tour with famous country bands like Sugarland and tour buses and big stadiums, and she calls it the tour with soul. We find great local restaurants and cool places to stay, and it just feels like a little more authentic doing it this way.
Cool.
So.
Yeah, it's nice. You mentioned briefly you're Hank's daughter. That's Hank
Junior
Williams. Okay.
Hank Williams Jr.
See, I know you've got a half brother, Hank Williams III. He's got a great new release or a little EP we're playing. And do you have other siblings?
I have 2 younger step siblings. My little brother Sam is 17, and my little sister is 21, Katie. So they live in Paris, Tennessee. Their mom and my dad have been married since 1990. So my little sister just got out of school. She is a nurse, but my little brother is the next one with the music bug.
Uh-oh.
He is he truly has an incredible voice, but it's more, Justin Timberlake's like it's incredibly soulful, but it's definitely like this pop world he wants to go into. Definitely not anything with this kind of stuff, but he has this crazy like black person soul coming out of there. I don't know. He's a skinny white kid, and it's coming out of somewhere.
Uh-huh.
So sounds pretty damn good.
I remember the first time I saw Hank III play, and in one of his records too. He really channels your all's granddad really well.
Oh, yeah.
But then he's got this total other side of him that's full on thrash metal.
Yeah.
That I would never expect your dad or grandpa to play. But it's like that's just another side.
I
of
know
him
it's
too.
wild to see a show of his.
Yeah.
As you've seen, people think they're coming out for Hank tribute night, and the screaming starts and the hair, and I think it's awesome. It's definitely the most unique thing, that this punkabilly underground following he has is crazy.
Yeah. Well, life's too short to not be full of great surprises and stuff now and again. So I think you're proving once again what's kind of already seems to be proven that music, talent in music, and a propensity for wanting to get into it can almost be genetic, passed down at least through family traditions.
Yeah.
But maybe as the song you just played alludes to, maybe the traveling gene too.
Yeah.
So one of your sisters, stepsister, she's a nurse. Maybe she's not traveling so much, but
She does not have the traveling gene, but I definitely do. My mom doesn't. My mom was just a lovely homemaker, wife at home. But my favorite book is On the Road from Kerouac, and it's just since I was like 16 or 17 that really got into me. I remember in high school I would drive like an hour out just to feel like I was traveling to go to lunch on a Saturday and drive back home. But that's always been a part of it. And we didn't grow up on the road at all. I only went to maybe 5 or 6 shows of my dad's as a young kid. We were not allowed anywhere near them. It was sex, drugs, and country and bras and the whole deal. Yeah. So we didn't really grow up traveling, but I love it. It's always been really important to me and just, seeing the world.
Cool. Yeah. I was going to ask, what is the biggest untruth that so many people assume about you being the daughter of Hank Jr. and the granddaughter of Hank Sr.? And maybe you already answered one of them was that, no, you don't travel in big jets and huge buses because that's what Daddy did. Mm-hmm. Or no, you didn't go to a whole lot of shows as a kid, being raised on the road like a lot of music families do. The Guthrie family, Sarah Lee Guthrie, they take their kids. Dennis and I have held the little babies. Yeah. Almost changed the diapers, babysat, while they're playing right where you are. That happens in some families, but not in others. But I'm sure you get asked lots of questions, from your legacy. And what's the one assumption that people have that is could not be further from the truth?
Well, I think both of those kind of go hand in hand. They think that we had Johnny Cash over for breakfast and Willie over for dinner and grew up around all this. And not only were we not exposed to music, my dad always said, "I'm not Bo Cephas, I'm Daddy." Bo Cephas is his, country nickname. So when we were with him, we were on the farm, we were hunting and fishing. I did not grow up listening to music at all. He did not listen to the radio. He did not talk about music. I mean, I didn't know anything. And so I came into, honestly, my own findings of Tom Waits, Leonard Cohen, Dylan, Nick Drake, Elliott Smith, just from songwriter friends. My dad, I don't even know if he knows who Tom Waits is, honestly. So it's not like he schooled me every day in music and we grew up learning guitar. I learned my first guitar chords from my stepdad. So while my dad's always been incredibly supportive of the writing, because that was always it for me, I just wanted to be a songwriter. I never knew if I'd be an artist, but I've been writing songs for years. He did not push us in this direction at all. So that's probably one of the biggest. It was just family time with him. I don't have memories of him playing Country Boy Can Survive at dinner. We were talking about bass fishing. So that's one thing people think. And he was not, people were like, "Oh my God, did your dad come home drunk every night?" Well, he was on the road all the time, but he was such a normal dad when he was with us. Just came to the dad breakfast dinner at my school. And even though there was a line wrapped around the building, I remember that in 3rd grade, he still was there without his hat, just, being dad. And then just the thing of the all the money stuff, all the jet stuff. And just a few weeks ago, I was leaving a gig in Kentucky. And the woman said, "Are you driving home?" I said, "Well, I'm going to just start getting towards home." And she said, "Well, there's literally not a hotel that you can stay at." And I was thinking, well, that's weird. We're in the South. There's got to be, I stay at Holiday Inns all the time. And we got on the road. Chris is with me. And I'm like, there's Hampton Inns everywhere. She just meant, I guess she thinks I only stay at Four Seasons or something, or Ritz-Carlton's. I don't know. But people have that assumption a lot. Yeah. Like, wait, where's your bus? You drove a car to the radio station? Like, I don't know what they think. Like, I don't get a trust fund for a tour bus. I mean, maybe one day. But, on now it seems that people really respect me for, at the 3rd album, each album, those kind of start getting smaller. And your first album, oh, she's just doing this because she's his daughter and this and that. And then each album that comes, people get more, you find your fans. Yeah.
I guess that's just human nature to associate that. I mean, but people should know, now that I'm Holly's husband, I see how hard she works and how much work is put into this, and on a very organic level, that, the music that she's making and writing is the life she's living. It's frustrating to think that people stereotype that, so I stick up for her in this kind of situation, because I know I see it, and, she's the most authentic artist, in my opinion, that's, living what she's writing. And
thanks, babe. Yeah, during review season, we had all great. Only one really mean guy who I guess was having a bad day. But it was really especially hurtful because he said, "I would love this record if I could believe any of it. If I could believe that she wasn't on planes with a silver spoon, if she actually knew what it was like to be on the road and pull into a hotel." It was just so... He said, "I love these songs, but there's no way that they're real. Like, she didn't go through this kind of stuff." So that was the only, most hurtful, hello. But, you can't can't change people's opinion. You just move on and do what you do and hope
Yeah.
they like it.
Yeah, sometimes their opinions will change, the stereotypes will come down. Sometimes it's like they're like a dog on a bone. They just won't let them go.
Exactly.
Well, that's the other thing about if you look at every Williams, they always had something to prove. You know, Hank had to get out from his father's shadow, and Holly's doing everything she can to, you know, in a healthy way, not use that name to ride up the charts on a country, country chart. You know, when she's doing the folk Americana thing, and she's having to prove herself as a true, songwriter in her own right. And I think that's what she's doing.
Well, this album is definitely kind of like close to a DIY album as you could get. It's on. You did a lot of it yourself. Georgiana Records.
Which where Hank Williams was born, Georgiana, Alabama,
Okay.
and just came up with the name. Chris wrote the logo one morning over breakfast on a napkin, and it was definitely DIY.
Yeah, and very autobiographical too, but not so much about the family members that so many folks know, but more on your mama's side, like "Waiting on June." What a beautiful tune, and of course, everyone thinks, "Oh, what a sweet song about June Carter Cash," but no, it's about your mom's mom, right?
Mom's mom. In the beginning, I would get that a lot, and I'll play that one in a second. But I always say, I didn't know Hank Williams or Audrey. They were gone before I was born, and my mom's family was the ones I was so close to, and they were the aunts and uncles that I knew, the grandparents that I knew. So I was much more inspired just on a daily level of just growing up and forming your character and who you are by them, since I didn't know the Williams side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that tune. That's a great one.
Thank you so much.
And Chris Coleman's Gibson sounded mighty nice
Ooh,
there.
Thank you, Gibson, for this mighty nice guitar.
Yeah.
Exactly. We just got a big Christmas surprise in the mail.
Oh,
It
how nice.
sings
Pretty
like
awesome.
a bird.
Yeah.
In the hands of a real guitar player, at least. I moved to Nashville as a drummer. Side note.
That's right. You're a drummer in a rock band.
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh no, but I'm about to get over there and show you how good I am.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I talked him into playing guitar since we were dating. I said, "You're cute. You have to go on the road with me." So he learned guitar, and now he's the guitar
man.
player for the Kings.
You should have seen the first gig we played together,
Oh,
she
it
and
was
I.
horrifying.
I was terrified. I was sweating and profusely in a very cold room.
Because you had a major crush on her, or because you
I was
had a
scared.
guitar
I'd
in your
never
hands
played
and not
guitar
drumsticks?
in front of people, like
Yeah.
But, well,
Now you're doing it at Hyde Park.
Well, you both have nice Gibsons in your laps, although Chris, hers has more signatures than yours.
Yeah.
Yours is new, you
Exactly.
said.
yeah.
I used to never do that, but this year I'm with my heroes all the time. So we got Guy Clark, Willie, Christopherson, and John Prine here.
I think we've heard of
For
them.
A few more.
We play them
Yes.
now and again.
Yes.
Yeah. We should mention Annie Clements on the bass here. You mentioned that when you guys go to California, you will also be playing with Jason Isbell.
Yeah.
No, I'm not playing with Jason Isbell.
Oh, I thought-
Lynn is also
Oh,
playing
Lyra
that
will
day.
be. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I would love to play with Jason
Yeah, that'd be
sometime.
cool.
Obviously, this is my dream job, playing with Holly Williams,
Oh,
ladies
yeah.
and gentlemen.
Oh,
But
yeah.
we are playing with him, like on
We're
opening
for
his
him.
shows.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
opening for him.
I figure, Chris, you're with Kings of Leon and Holly Williams. I figure, everyone's
I do play with Amos Lee. That is my other gig,
Nice.
is Amos. So.
nice.
But
Cool.
I share custody with Holly.
It's kind of a pain sometimes.
Yeah. Well, and Holly, you share custody or what have you. Keep yourself busy with a bunch of other hats that you wear too. I guess maybe literally too, because you have what's this store?
I have two stores. I have a clothing store in Nashville called H. Audrey that's been open for 7 years, named after Hank's wife Audrey, my middle name, Holly Audrey. And then I just opened a store December 8th of this year, so it's last year. Kind of a modern day general store. Kind of like take a Cracker Barrel, the gift shop, and make it all mostly like artisan handmade goods. And you can pick up dog food, French antiques, lip balm, cookbooks, organic olive oil, whatever you need. We got it.
It's awesome. And I have to say, what's so fun about this job is that we travel around, and if she sees a flea market or an antique shop, we are pulling over and loading up on stuff for the store. And so it's
Yeah,
fun for me to
it's
go in
really
there and be
fun.
like, I remember when we bought those antlers.
That sounds like
minute.
a lot of fun.
It's great. It's some days I think I'm crazy. Like yesterday, we had a long 9-hour day there, and we were in there working like crazy. And but it's fun. It's like any fun passion is hard work too, and I love it. And I've never been good as only a musician. I think as a solo artist too, you get so in your own head. I like to have days away from it and count inventory, fold jeans, deal with customers, and just get out of that. Like I have to escape it to get back into the creative mode.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're a good writer too in terms of a blog you've got.
Well, it has a few cobwebs on it, but I'll try to keep it updated here and there. So that's just, when I find great restaurants on the road or stories of what we're doing. Anyway, I love to do that at theafternoonoff.com, post recipes, all kind of stuff.
Yeah. And you're kind of a Nashville expert, in my opinion, too. From last I looked, some amazing photographs
Thank
of
you.
a lot of things around Music City.
Well, he's the photographer. We sell a whole
Chris
bundle
is
of
the
his photography at our new store, White's, and
Cool.
sketches and all kind of stuff. So
Right on.
we try to do a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Thanks for coming in, Holly.
Of course. Thank you for having us. We'll come anytime.
All right, good. Bring these guys again too.
For
Chris,
sure.
Chris Coleman on the guitar.
I share her custody, but he'll be here.
Yes, that's right.
I guess I share him too. I may be alone.
Share him. You're a Sharon type. That's good. Chris
Exactly.
Coleman on the guitar and Annie Clements on the bass. They're on their way to Merl Fest, playing this evening around 9, right after the Carolina Chocolate Drops. And then they come back after California, back to Charlotte on May 8th and Greenville on the 10th. Safe travels.
Thank you so much.
All right. Live Studio B sessions on WMCW are made possible by Sierra Nevada Brewing Company.